You like complaining because you can't pay your bill, but you gotta get a job then.
Made Channing Tatum my bitch. That's hardcore, man. Channing Tate, yeah.
We're 6 on, dude. Let's go.
That would have been way more worth it of a moment.
Oh!
Ew. Ooh.
We're 6 on. Alright, there's one reason you guys clicked on this video, and that's to help improve when sniping in this game. Now, first things first is we're going to go over some settings. Now, for controller, I don't play controller on this game, but I do have a background in using a controller. So when I did try it, this was the sensitivity I ran. Dead zone inputs, obviously you want left stick, right stick to be the lowest it possibly can. And then my aiming advanced settings, I had it at dynamic, and I also was told to put the aim response curve slope down to 0.62. Then for my keyboard and mouse settings, I play at 2.2 sensitivity at 1600 DPI with a 0.7 ADS multiplier. Basically makes it where there's a little bit of a slowdown when I scope in. Then for my graphics, I run 99 FOV. I don't know why, it's kind of just, that's how I like it. I don't know, that's just how I've been. And then usually I play on full screen exclusive, but for tabbing in and out for this video, I am playing on borderless right now. And then my quality, I just have everything on low, the lowest it could be, except texture resolution to make the camos look pretty decent. But let's get into a private match, and I'm going to go over a bunch of things that could either help you learn how to snipe, or for those that have been sniping, maybe give you some tips that you just don't really use yet. Now for my first tip, that's aim training. And I was going to say do Kovacs and stuff, but you could do this for keyboard and mouse and controller. As you can see, I'm on the green screen map, and literally just load in and fight some bots for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, or go to like 500. I don't know, because what this is going to do is it's going to develop your centering or your drag scoping, whichever one you're doing. And it's also going to warm you up before you end up hopping on the game. Now, obviously there has to be a way where you could like turn off like their red guns, so they're just running around and it would be a lot easier, but I wasn't going to try to go and find through all that right now. But 100%, this is what I would do. This is basically just Kovacs in Call of Duty. I think people should definitely be using this to their advantage. Alright, now it is time to go over what I think is arguably the most important thing when it comes to sniping, and especially sniping in this game. I know you controller players had a little bit of an aim assist nerf, so we're going to go over centering. If y'all don't know what centering is basically you take the person or the object you are trying to shoot and put it in the center of your screen before you start scoping in and before you shoot. So you're going to run up to people, center, 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 but you guys get the gist of it. Literally all you're going to do is practice centering. And I think the best way of doing this is by just running around, finding an object or Kovacs or anything of the sort that you could use as a guide and you want to center. So say I want to center on that right there. You want to try having your crosshair on it and then center. So if you're trying to find somebody to shoot, center there, center, center, centered again, centered again, centered again. Very, very simple. Just keep the object you are trying to shoot or keep the object that you're trying to watch. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're playing Kovacs. I don't know if you're playing Call of Duty. I don't know what you're playing, but try to keep the object in the center of your screen before you scope in. That's all you have to do. That is centering 101 is 100% the main way to snipe in this game, especially. You do not want to get in the form of drag scoping, which I am going to go over right now. What drag scoping is you see your target, and obviously you're going to have to do it at times, but you see your target, and you purposely go to the left or right and drag over to them. So the way that looks when it's a little quicker is you walk up and you do that. You see that target right there, and you put your crosshair over here, and you drag and shoot. Drag and shoot. You don't want to really do that in this game, but you can. I mean, like I said, obviously there's going to be times where you're going to need it, so you're not going to be able to just center 24/7, but don't make it a habit of doing what I just did right there. Do not make it a habit of seeing it and then dragging over, and then dragging over, and then dragging over. Do not make that a habit, especially in this game, and especially with the aim assist nerf. There's no reason for you guys to be doing that. That will just ruin your game overall. These next two tips I would guarantee, or I would say, are possibly the most important when it comes to sniping. So at first, we're going to talk about crosshair placement. Crosshair placement is, obviously, I know there's a guy there, or I see in the radar there's a guy there. You don't want to swing the corner like that, right? I know he's close to me, so you're going to want to swing the corner and have your crosshair as close as possible to him. So say, I don't know, say that is a guy right there. That's an enemy. If I swing like this, he's going to already be shooting me by the time I get my crosshair to him. So you're going to want to crosshair placement, like through walls, trying to get an extra step on that guy. Get your shot off a lot quicker than him. And this shouldn't just be only if you know where an enemy is at. This should be common knowledge that it will come naturally to you after you've been gaming for a little while. Just common spots where you know enemies might be, or where you might be, or if you know there's a staircase there, and you're trying to go over there, obviously you're not going to run around like that. You want to come around the corner and check if there's going to be a person up there. Because if there is a person up there, you immediately could just scope in and shoot him before he even has the chance to shoot you. So like, I know these guys are going to be on the point. I'm not going to swing the corner like that, right? No. I'm going to have my crosshair and I'm like, okay, there might be somebody up there. Okay, there's two right there. All right, there's one right there. I know where the last one is. There it is again. So basically, have your crosshair in a position, even looking through a wall, before you turn the corner. And if you guys are wondering why we get accusations, why people think we're cheating, it's honestly because of things like this. The reason we do so well when we're sniping only is because we're not just turning the corner like this and then finding them, and then we're not doing that. We're turning the corners with our crosshair, ready to fight wherever, whenever. All right, this is arguably one of the most important rules too when it comes to sniping that people genuinely don't think about, and that's spawn knowledge. The way spawn knowledge works is you and your teammates, I guess, will be right here. Enemies are on the hard point. What happens when you kill the enemies off the hard point? Are they going to spawn with your team? No, they're not. They're going to spawn back here. They're going to spawn away from you. So I'll give you a little example. So I'm going to kill the bots off the hard point, and I'm going to look for general spawn knowledge. That's what I'm going to do. So get all of them off the hard point. Should be almost all of them. I think that is all of them, but they're going to spawn over here or over here. Where are they going to come from? Over here, exactly. And that's all based off of knowledge of where I am located and where your team will be located. All right, so we'll do a little test run on this hard point. So I'm going to let the bots get on the hard point, then I'm going to take them off of it. I'm going to get them with a flank over here. So when I kill the bots off the hard point, they're either going to spawn over here or over here, and that's just because of general spawn knowledge. Now, everything can change with your teammates. Say my teammates are over here, and I kill them off the hard point, they're 100% spawning over here. Or if my teammates are over here, and I kill them off the hard point, they're spawning over here. But let's go try it out. They're either going to spawn here, or they're going to spawn here. Run all the way over here, get a nade them. That's 3, 4, 5. Now, they'll either spawn through here, going up there, or they're going to come from over here. Yep, they're coming from over here. Then they're going to be on this point. I know if I kill them right here, they're going to keep spawning in front of me. They're going to keep spawning up ahead, just right here. So basically, spawn knowledge, guys, is just obviously trying to know where they're going to spawn at all point in times. I know they're going to keep spawning ahead of me. They're going to keep spawning right here. I can see the red dots. They're right there. It's very easy to do, and it's also extremely easy to manipulate. Now, you guys might be in our streams. You guys might be in our, I don't know, see in our videos, somebody will say I'm holding spawns. Basically what that means is if you want a good spawn trap and you want to kind of force that spawn trap, say I want them to keep spawning over here, right? And my friend is right here trying to hit a clip, and I say I'm forcing spawns. Basically, you're going to want to have a teammate here, you're probably going to want to have a teammate here, and then the rest of your team over here. And basically what that's going to make it do is they will not be able to spawn over here, or they'll just spawn there. You can very well manipulate spawns in these games, and also it's just a great knowledge to have. It honestly is the main reason people hit clips. Now, one final tip I want to give you guys, and that's movement. Movement in this game is so unbelievably important. So many people I see when they're trying to snipe, they're just on a head glitch, and they're just like this, or they crouch and turn, and that you don't want to do that. You want to be moving. In a lot of my clips, in fact, majority of my clips, you will see me sliding or wall jumping. And once again, for mouse and keyboard players, that is because the aim assist nerf helps that out a lot. You're not going to just get absolutely beamed out of the sky by an aim assist. You're just not. Sometimes you will, and people are still good on controller, so they will do that. But it's not going to be as much as people did in the past during the beta. Now, one thing I will say that I have turned on, I don't know if a lot of people do, but I have turned on is wall jump assist. I have wall jump assist on. So basically that means all I have to do is jump towards a wall and it's going to jump again. So that's where I'm able to kind of put 2 wall jumps back to back together. So I'd be able to like jump, and then keep going. Basically, it just makes it easier to latch onto a wall without you having to spam, you know, spacebar or A on your controller. Like, it's basically all it's doing. And also, sliding is one of the most important things they have in Call of Duty. You want to slide out in the open, so there's a chance that they miss their shot, and then you know, go for a jump shot, and then you peek again by jumping, slide into a cover, peek again while jump shotting, slide into cover. Basically, you just want to be moving as much as possible. I cannot express that enough. Move as much as possible. And then the last thing, everybody, if you have not invested in Kovacs or you have not played, you know, aim labs, you could do aim labs on controller. I've seen people do it. I've seen people on Apex. I've seen people on so many games try aim labs on controller. Honestly, it's basically just supposed to help train your eyes and make it easier so you can see enemies and track enemies better. Keyboard and mouse. Get on aim labs. Get on Kovacs. It will help your aim tremendously, or even if it doesn't over time, you are going to be warmed up every single time you hop on the game. So I'm telling you, practice Kovacs or practice aim labs. And if you don't, go into the green screen map on this game. The green screen map. Put on bots and just go crazy on bots for like 10 minutes or like 500 kills. I'm telling you, training makes so much of a difference. There's a reason why pro football players still have to practice every single day. That's because they have to train. They have to keep their bodies in shape. They have to get the things that they need to get done down to a T. In order for you to get as good as you possibly can, you have to practice every single day. And that doesn't mean just hop on, get on the game. You have to practice. You have to find things that you are not good at, and you have to make it better. I know for a fact my centering is not the greatest. So every single time I hop on, I go on Kovacs, I get a static clicking Kovacs routine. So basically it makes it where I'm forced to learn how to center. It's not fun, but it will make you 15 times better in the long run. I am not good at centering. So what do? Practice centering. I'm extremely good at tracking. Don't really practice tracking as much as centering, but I still practice tracking. But even if you don't do that, please at least use the green screen. As a lot of people know, the sniping community, it's kind of going downhill for a while. It's been going downhill for like a minute. So I really hope that you guys got some stuff out of this. And it helps, you know, bring some confidence or bring some people to light for the sniping community. I mean, honestly, like I hope that there's some people just starting out. And if you're just starting out sniping, please leave a comment below and tell me if this video actually helped. I would love to know if my videos of these actually do help people. I think that I'm giving you guys good tips. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one and, like I said, got something positive out of it. But guys, with that being said, I really do hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.